back. Things are looking good, I think. We had somebody else follow Bubbly Tarts. Wonderful! We're at 84 followers. Kind of insane. Okay. Oh my god, there's like so much stuff that I want to watch. I should have like watched this before stream started. I'll watch it later. I'm feeling the Animal Crossing New Leaf soundtrack for that one. That one's just been like a good like summer vibes one for me. Alright. I think there are ones that are like... Yeah, we'll do one of these big video ones so we don't have to worry about YouTube being like, are you still watching? Like, yes, I'm still watching. You understand this is a music playlist, right? It's alright. Oh, this is good. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I think this is the vibe. We're working on the Magnolia Dryad today. My contacts are still refusing to like sit in their place. Oops, that's supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. I'm really loving her design so far, honestly. This is definitely one of my favorites. That being said, I am trying to get all of, like, everything right now figured out with the background, because I feel like I know what I want to do. But I should have sketched this out first, but there's a reason why I'm not really a background artist, so... Normal, maybe multiply just a little bit, just to get it a tinge darker. Multiply layer mode really do be saving us sometimes. Let's see. We're definitely gonna add some like wooden planks, right? So I wanna. We're gonna take the straight line tool. We're gonna take this same color, and I'm just gonna real quick. Is that big enough? Yeah, I think so. We'll just. I'm not worried too much about like the thickness of this right now because at the end of the day, this is all just gonna get like blurred out, right? And I still want to have like a bunch of plants like obscuring the background. There's going to be this one might be a little painting heavy. I won't lie, and I'm not particularly great at painting still, but you know what? We live and we learn. Remember, kids, sketch your backgrounds. I really should practice background work more. It's just I am a character artist. I don't like doing backgrounds. I don't like all the geometry. I don't like any of it. But I do sort of know how to do them. Just in this particular instance, it's gonna be looking pretty flat, but I think it'll end up looking good. Hello, Kira. Welcome. We're just gonna do a very nice and relaxing, very nature-themed stream today. You know, just something very, very pleasing to look at. I have the inspiration for this piece pulled up. Hello, welcome everyone, 4 viewers. The inspiration for this particular piece and the overall look of it is going to be the Leafeon V-Star secret illustration rare, because I think the Leafeon secret rares hit so hard, so somebody did this, so absolutely like give credit to like getting the text out of there so you can like see the whole thing. But I'm going to be going for this kind of aesthetic right here. Well, we're gonna see how it goes. Oops. Let me close that. So right now I'm just trying to paint in the wooden panels on the walls. And I'm not gonna worry too much about it getting onto the frame of the window there. Like, we'll worry about that later. What's essentially going to be happening is I'm painting in a bunch of textures and everything to fill in the backgrounds. I get my favorite wood grain brush. Yes, the dry or rough feeling. It's a really pretty card. Leafeon just has some of the best secret rares out there. Maybe I'm a little biased because it is my favorite evolution, but like you can't go wrong with it. Like, just looking at the secret illustrate. Let me just open up a new tab for this, actually. Leafeon secret. Like, there's a lot of really good ones. Like, get out of here, AI overview. But like the Prismatic Evolutions one, that one also has like a really pretty green and white palette. There's one here where it's just buried under a bunch of autumn leaves. Looks so beautiful. Like, I don't think Leafeon gets a lot of them, but there's some. But like, for the ones that it does get, they're like insanely pretty. So, yeah. But I don't really collect Pokemon cards, and I don't really want to spend $43 on a little piece of thing that's like this big, you know? They're a little bit bigger. So I'll make something myself, you know? Something a little bit more inspired to something I'm a little bit more passionate about. You know, D&D and everything. Speaking of D&D, yesterday, my player actually ran the one-shot for the store this time. So it was his first time running a D&D one-shot. It was fun. I was so happy to play again. I was like, oh my god. I even, like, even my rolls were like insanely good that day. I was, like, Aerie was crushing it. She was, I was having a blast. It was a very, like, funny, like, one-shot kind of premise. This little drow girl, her and her little pet displacer beast get put in like a little timeout dimension. And she escapes the dimension, but not the cat, so she's like, can you please go back in there for us? This little drow brat is just like, can you please go? She's making like a whole fuss in like the tavern, where we're just like, yeah, if you shut up about it, right? Like, none of us were having it with the little girl. So we go there, and it's so funny because like the timeout dimension is literally just Candyland. So one of the other players, he was a human fighter who used to be like a soldier, and he just goes, if there's Swedish fish in the water, like I'm killing all of them. Like, I'm killing all of them right now. They're monstrosities that do not deserve to walk this earth. And all of us are just there like, you do that, buddy. I'm surprised the Swedish fish do make a return. Real quick, I'm just gonna turn that down a smidge more. But yeah, when we found the displacer beast, it was just being like surrounded by these gummy bears, and at some point we were all worried. We were all a little worried because we were just like, what if these are children? Do you feel like a proud teacher when they ran the one shot? Yeah, I felt like very like. It was very cool because I didn't have to do like a lot of backseat DMing, thankfully, because he had a pretty good grasp on it, even though it was his first time. There was only some caveats, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the game to like point those out. It's just like first DM things. There was an interesting thing that was happening. Like, we would the famous line, how do you want to do this, right? That's something players love hearing, because it's like, ooh, we get to flavor the kills however we want. A lot of the times, if you flavored the kills a certain way, sorry if I'm touching my eyeball, my contact is refusing to sit in there properly. A lot of the times when, by the time we're, like, describing, like, how we killed things, depending on how we described it, he would have, like, he would have like a little like punishment kind of ready. Not like, it wasn't like super bad. Like it was never like a real thing. It was just, yeah, you get hurt a little bit, but like because the land is like so sweet and like full of like everything and happy and stuff, it gets healed right back up. And yeah, that wasn't real punishment, but at the same time it's like, okay, as soon as you say, how do I want to do this, the player has won against that thing. Like, you don't you don't normally punish players for killing the things that they're supposed to be killing, right? If you want to do that though, you gotta like build it into a way that like makes sense. Yeah, not the best idea. You don't want to punish that. Yeah, exactly. The way I will punish my players if they hit something, it's like I'll build it into the monster itself. So the Elder Stomach Slug, for example, in the Invasive Species one shot, if you performed a melee attack onto the Stomach Slug and you were within 5 feet of it, you would get sprayed with acid. Just something that, you know, reasonably makes sense. You cut open the stomach, of course you're gonna get sprayed with acid, right? In the one particular instance, for me, this little gummy bear was grappling Aerie. But you know, it's like right there and it's not doing anything, it's just hugging her. So she just takes her scimitar and just kind of like drives it into the thing, right? And the whole thing with that is like, I killed it. It's like, okay, so how do you want to do this? I just dropped the sword in there and it just kind of like splits open a little bit, right? And he goes, okay, you're gonna have to make like a bunch of checks now. I passed like I think most of the checks except for the dexterity one, and according to that, because I failed that last dex save, like apparently the sword like nicked my foot, but because the sugar from the gummy bear was there, it also like healed it at the same time. So you know, technically no harm, but it's like it's really. It makes it really tough then to gauge, like, you know, like, where's the danger here, right? Like, as players, we need to be aware of these things. So it's like, how is this working exactly? And that was one of the only nitpicks I had. The other one that I had, just odd. A little bit odd. I think he just wanted to be a little silly, which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that one bit, but, like, you know, for other groups, like, other people might have something to say about that. So in general, I just don't like doing things like that. Another thing was that even though all the little gummy bear soldiers were killed, we were still in initiative. So I explained to him after the session, like, as soon as, like, you know, combat is over, it's just a good idea to take us out of initiative, because, it makes it very hard for the players to interact with each other if you have to keep taking turns. Like, how are we supposed to roleplay with each other? How are we supposed to plan? If you keep, like, having to, like, wait, for each kind of thing, right? So that was the other thing. And then, of course, it's just, like, you know, you just gotta, like, work on some balancing things. If the gummy bears weren't, couldn't really, like, harm us, and that's why you had to, like, create these other, like, forms of, like, getting hurt or injured or anything, then the best thing to do is just redo the monsters and make them actually dangerous. Like, for example, I said if the jellyfish, or not jellyfish, if the gummy bears explode, maybe when the gelatin lands on you, it's, like, corrosive and it burns, or maybe, maybe they do have weapons on them. Maybe they inflict psychic damage. Maybe that could be like that could have been like another interesting thing. Just stuff like that, and stuff like that, just to like help it a little bit more, help it feel more natural and not forced. The amount of times my party has asked if we're allowed to talk to each other, even if it's not their turn yet in combat, so I get that point. Yeah, exactly. Like, talking is a free action, but it's also like, well, it's not your turn technically, so. So it makes it difficult. Like, I don't consider myself to be, like, a professional dungeon master. I don't think I'm, like, that good. But, you know, I've ran my fair share of games at this point. I've done a lot, arguably, so it's like, okay, well, I know what works and what doesn't work, and why it works and why it doesn't work. So, you know, I feel like I have a lot to say on the matter, at the very least. But other than those, like, two glaring things, I think it was, like, really good. I think I think the one shot was, there was a lot of very good humor in the one shot. Everyone was having a lot of fun. Um, Another, I think my only other thing would maybe be that he's gonna like have some kind of like notebook or journal where he writes down like his session notes, because at some point it is going to get like super hectic and chaotic, and you may think you can keep everything in your head. You cannot keep everything in your head. Um, but yeah, it was great being a player again, for like, after like so long. Um, I was so happy. I was like, I get to play my girl. It's gonna be real silly. It's gonna be very funny. Um, oh, you absolutely can't memorize it all in your head. Yeah. Um, I know for me, like if I'm just thinking about the session for like a long time, I'll have like a good like roadmap of what I want it to be, but I still need to write it down if I'm going to run it. Um, like for example, I'm already thinking of like another one shot that I can do, or it's like, oh, it's this desert town. Um, and they're having a little bit of a water problem because all of the water is like murky and black, and the mages are getting really tired of having to like purify all of this, and anytime somebody wants to like drink or bathe in it. So it's like, we're gonna hire some adventurers to check it out because we can't figure out what's wrong. And it's gonna lead up to finding a bunch of dead bodies in the water supply. Um, because of course I can't have like, because of course my one shots are supposed to be like awful and gruesome like that. Okay, and then let me, actually no, don't clip that. But yeah, I'm like, I'm just excited. I love Dungeons and Dragons so much. I'm trying to think of like another one right now too. I had an idea, but I kind of lost it. Say awful and gruesome, but you love it. It is. It's true, but it's like, it'll be so funny because it's like, it'll be like, what is it? The one that I have ready to go right now. It's based off of Hotel California. So like, the whole idea of that one, which I think is really fun, is like they're gonna run into this cult after like traveling for like a long time. The cult's gonna be super nice. They're gonna like offer some rest. There's gonna be like a little dance ceremony because they're like worshippers of this goddess of beauty and art. And then at night, they're gonna figure out like, oh, they're cannibals. They're gonna stab one of the poor other adventurers that is like going there. I wrote a guy to be sacrificed, and they're gonna eat him. Is there also gonna be a big long guitar solo at the end? I kid you not, I found like an instrumental version of Hotel California. My initial intention was to find just a loop of the guitar solo, but I can't find one on YouTube that doesn't have like an annoying metronome count in, or like poorer sound quality. So I'm just going with the whole song. But yeah, very silly shenanigans. I can't wait to run that one. I also like the idea of like a beauty goddess essentially being like there's just a very evil cult surrounding it, which I just think is like really funny. I think it's a good like spin on things because, you know, they're generally, when it comes to mythology, there's like the gods that are like the good guys, right? And then there's like the gods that are like the bad guys. I'm like, I can flip that around a lot, you know. What was it? My nature goddess Druida, she enables acts of eco-terrorism. I never said she was like good. She's literally just true neutral. She just does things to protect her domain, which I think is hilarious. Oh, because I don't have free transform on. There we go. Yeah, it's like things like that I really enjoy about like D&D writing. And it's fun too. The one-shots have given me like a ton of opportunity to actually like world build and flesh things out. No one ever expects the god of beauty to be a cruel mistress. Her name is Venetia. She's loosely based off the word vanity, which I think is fitting. The cult is called Venetia's Eternal, and their whole idea is like, well, if we just eat really, if we just eat people who are like young and in their prime, maybe we get to stay young and in our prime for like a long time. Like that's their whole idea. But, you know, not necessarily the most unique thing in the world, but I think fun regardless, you know? You know, I'm gonna bring this out. This is a nice soundtrack. I don't remember this being part of New Leaf's soundtrack. Oh, New Horizons 7 a.m. I see. I was gonna say, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember it being part of New Leaf's soundtrack, cause yeah. I think I've said how I felt about, New Horizons before, right? Very cool, but also just disappointing at the same time for the complete lack of content, considering, how good, what's it called? New Leaf was. And the right people are prime cat food. True! Isn't it true, though, like, if an owner dies, cats do end up eating the corpses, like, if they're not, like, found in time, like, the cat will just be like, well, it's a waste of good meat, like, you know, I wouldn't mind if my cat ate me. I don't have a cat, but I wouldn't mind. Like, dogs won't, and I respect that. But I also respect, like, cats just going, like, we're just gonna let this guy go to waste, and it's, like, a dead body. Like, I love nature. Nature is, like, so funny. It's beautiful and, like, hilarious at the same time, I'll put it that way. I want the light coming out like that. I think this little bit right here has to come sort of like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Once again, James is right, though. The Filipino guy who joins us on Thursdays, and I don't know if he'll be here today, because it is technically 4 a.m. his time. But James is right, though. We are ever so slightly teetering on the edge of straight-up cannibalism on stream. I don't know why this keeps happening. I think I'm definitely on some kind of watch list. Nature is beautiful, but it is also scary how little it cares and will just mess you up. I mean, it'll mess anyone up, right? Mother Nature loves all her children equally, and by loves, I mean hates. I think she does. She doesn't. She's just very, like, you know how, like, mother birds are. They'll be like, okay, it's time for you to fly, and they'll, like, shove their children off the nest and be like, figure it out! You know? Or like when you throw babies into the pool, and, you know, babies, like, float, so it's okay. That's how you teach babies to swim. Right? This is just, like, how it goes, right? Like, I think I might be a little deranged. It was, yeah, totally. Yes, I'm like hilariously, like, I'm a very nice person. I like to think that I'm a very nice person. But I also do have to remind myself that I am incredibly, like, weird. The bird, yes. The baby, maybe. I think it might just be my disdain for children. All I remember is that in high school I heard that you just toss the babies into the water and they float and then they learn how to swim. Like everyone technically knows how to float. Somewhere in, like, the primordial soup of the brain, we can float. And that's what it is. I will say, I do just have a general disdain for children, and I do enjoy messing with them. I'm not good with kids, but thankfully my coworkers don't seem to mind. You are nice, you just have a very specific interest and really express your love for them. Thank you. I will say this, my coworker, he brought his kid to work yesterday. His wife was there too, and his daughter, she's, like, there under the front counter, like, you want to come to my drink shop? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Like, what do you have? And she goes, like, I have every kind of drink, right? And my coworker is behind me, and I'm like, would you be upset if I asked for like an alcoholic beverage from her? And he goes, no, you can do that. So I asked, like, oh, okay, could I have a whole bottle of Smirnoff vodka? And she goes, yeah, I'll get that right up for you. Like, his wife is there, and she's like, she's at the age, right, where she, like, you can, like, tell her anything, and she won't know what it is, or remember what you said. And they're like, yeah, you're good. Like, it's so... Asking for alcoholic beverages from like a 4-year-old is hilarious. She's really sweet, though. And then our other DM was there yesterday, too. He was playing Warhammer with some guys. It was really funny. The girl's like, I need to show you something. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And I just whispered, I'm like, help me. He just laughed. And next time just ask for a very complicated cocktail. You don't even need to. Because the thing with, like, kids like that is, like, they, what it is just, how should I put this? In their head, it's like, oh, I can do everything. And, like, they can ask for, like, the most, like, insane, like, whatever, like, kind of thing. And I can give it to them because it's in my imagination. They don't even need to know what it is. I could have asked for, like, 15 megadoses of arsenic, and that girl would have given it to me, no problem. She'd be like, yeah, here you go. And I'm like, thank you. I'm now going to go poison someone. And that's the beauty of, like, interacting with children. Saying things that are wildly inappropriate, but at least they'll never know what you're talking about. Oops. I meant to, do that. There we go. No, I don't think that's exactly what I wanted to do. I'm not sure what I'm trying to do. Yeah, you just want a cyanide refill. Exactly. Like, you can tell these kids, like, anything, and they have no idea what they're talking about. And it's so funny. This one time, same coworker, it's his son this time, and he trips and he falls at the store because he's running around, right? Me and him were just like, man, that sucks, right? And he goes, like, he comes up to the counter, like, to his dad. It's like, can I get a Band-Aid? He's like, oh, I think we need to, like, wash it with, like, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, right? You know, as we do. And he goes, is it gonna hurt? And he goes, it'll sting a little bit. And, you know, like the answer was basically, like, yes in his head, right? Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt. So, you know, he looks, like, very, like, unsure, like, oh, I don't really want to put rubbing alcohol on it, right? And then I go, I just look at him and I go, like, you know, if you don't disinfect it, get infected and we'll have to cut your arm off. He looks like so scared. He's like, really? And his dad's like, oh yeah. But yeah, that's me with kids. There's a reason. There's a reason why I don't plan on having any. I'm a good aunt at best. That kid needs some Animal Crossing New Horizons. Yeah, after meeting me, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, no, I'm a good aunt at best. I am a terrible mother. I would be so mean to my kid. Not even, like, out of, like, an abuse kind of thing. Just kind of like well, it's fun messing with them. Just, like, telling them, like, really, like, not necessarily morbid things, but, like, scaring them a little, you know? My dad would do the same to us when we were kids. One time, we were at, like, IKEA or something. You know, we were there for the whole day. And, actually, no, I put that Gaussian blur back. Put that at 15, and I'll just, like, erase that top part right there. We were there. You definitely give a fun aunt who allows you to do crazy stuff. It's also because, like, I'd have no idea how to say no to the kids. Like, the kid could be like, I'm gonna jump off the top stair. I'll be like, oh, yeah. And I'll look around like, where are your parents? Do I stop this? And at this point, the kid's already, like, tumbling down the stairs, probably, like, breaking a finger or two. But yeah, and then, but yeah, no, we were at IKEA, I just remembered what I was talking about. And my dad, I think my mom was like either putting something away, like returning a shopping cart or whatever. And my dad was like, "Oh, mom's taking a while. I think we should just leave her." And we're like, but she's our mom and we love her. And he's like, "Yeah, but she's taking a while. We should just go, you know? Like let's just leave her behind." And we all start like crying in the backseat, like, no, don't leave mom behind. My dad's just laughing to himself, like, this is so funny. And I've unfortunately adopted his sense of humor. We don't think about like the potential childhood trauma behind that. We just laugh and be like, yeah, it builds character. Everyone needs a little bit of that these days. All right. I like that window, but I am definitely going to be putting down like a ledge or something. Just don't know if that should go like on top of or like. Probably like right there, and then get like a very like nice sort of like beige color. Get like, because I want like a lot of the focus to be the plants, not so much like the interior design, right? Because I'm terrible at that. And then turn this off. Nope, wrong thing. Ignore the completely like unfinished stuff there. We'll get to that. We'll get there when we get there. It's my favorite kind of thing to do, leave things for future me to figure out. You know, this method of like doing the background didn't like work well for the blacksmith one either. If you guys remember for the halfway through the year 2025 art tier list, I was talking about the blacksmith poster. Even though people like seem to really like it, I didn't like it because I was like losing my mind over the background. The same thing is happening here, but at least this time it's like from like a front perspective. It's not like terribly like supposed to be like at an angle or anything, so I can get away with not sketching it this time a little bit if I'm just smart. I just gotta be like careful about how I do things. And then we'll do that and just cover those up. I think I kind of like having the things poke out like that too, but this definitely needs to go like on top, I think. Then something like that. Looks pretty good. We just gotta render it. Tricking your own mind, I see. I mean, that's what art is. Like, all of this is gonna be solid shapes up until I get to the point where I like render everything in, and it's going to look like I actually like did a bunch of stuff, but no, I didn't. And that's the fun part about art, because painting digitally and painting traditionally, like, they're very different, but like they follow like a lot of like the same like kind of ideas. Like you can start with like a base color, and then it's gonna be a solid thing at first, but then like when you start like adding like details and like other rendering and lighting and everything, that's when you start to make it look more like, oh, this is actually a 3D object, not just a flat shape. The same thing with digital, in a sense. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to lay down some stuff here, right? I'll make it like, I think the computer's already like mad at me, like, why are there so many layers? And I'm like, I don't know. I will have as many layers as it takes to finish this goddamn thing. But yeah, here we go. Oh, you know what? I just realized, I wanted to bring this up earlier in stream, but I completely forgot about it because I was talking about D&D. I've been watching a lot of Subnautica content lately. Like, it has been making its way back into my feed. If your PC sasses you again, you just add another layer. True! And then that's when it decides, we're gonna crash the program. Speaking of, I should probably save before that happens, huh? No, I don't usually have a lot of Medibang crashes. I think the one time that was happening to me, it was like, because I named the file and I didn't like what I named the file. It had like a special character that I didn't like. Real quick, I'm just gonna grab that and go shade darker. We'll go a little bit smaller for this bit of detailing right here. But anyways, a lot of Subnautica content in my feed lately. So Subnautica, yes. I'm almost tempted to play that for next stream, but I am also deeply terrified of Subnautica. Not that I have thalassophobia or anything, just Subnautica's a scary game. But it might be kind of fun. We can turn it into like a nice, cozy foraging experience. I think. I think I have the right stupid kind of brain for that. Just like cottagecore Subnautica, imagine. Cottagecore in the ocean. That's actually kind of an interesting like aesthetic to think about. Like mermaids going around with like woven baskets of probably like a seaweed of sorts. Seaweed or something else, and then like coral core, yeah. We're just making up new genres here in chat. First we come up with rivals with benefits, then we come up with coral core. This is exactly the kind of like stupidity that I yearn for. It's not stupid, it's actually like incredible, brilliant even. But it is funny that it keeps happening. It's gonna tickle my brain for a while. Like coral core or like cove core, tide pool core, something silly like that. Subnautica is a scary game, but it is beautiful to look at and very fun to play from what I saw. Yeah, it might be fun to play during stream. I think I tried it once. I got as far as like going into the Aurora to grab some stuff. But I think I got confused on where to go, and I was just like, I don't need to pick this up right away, and I didn't pick it up again. But, yeah. I love Subnautica from a more, like, biological standpoint, I think. I think the lore is specifically the world building from, like, an ecosystem kind of thing. I think that is one of, like, the coolest things about Subnautica. I think the way that they've, like, done everything is very believable, actually. Like, it's really cool to see, like, all the creatures and everything just kind of existing, and stuff. Existing. Jesus. Yeah, they did a great job with it. But yeah, I love how everything is so, like, all the flora and fauna. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it is really cool. It's one thing to make your own creatures, it's one thing to make your own plants, it's another thing to build out an entire ecosystem around those. Which I think is, like, insane. Just, like, again, from a world-building perspective. It has kind of inspired me, too. Like, just watching all this content, I'm like, I would love to do, like, some analog ink pieces of, like, the creatures there, like, imagine, like, a full ink render of, like, the Ghost Leviathan. That would be fun. Extremely complicated, but that would be fun. I have no idea if my skill level is there yet, though. But, well, so it's just one of those things, so, like, oh, we'll have to see. Like, I'm sure we could do it at some point, it's just I'm not sure if I can do it now. That's all it is. You guys are gonna also have to remind me, I gotta add, like, highlights to this, too. Get that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, and we'll go with something like that. Yeah, look at that, look at that. It's already starting to look a little more 3D. Yeah, maybe we'll play Subnautica before Mystery Dungeon. We'll see. We'll on Thursday we'll do a little poll and decide, and then, or I'll send out a poll on Twitter, probably. Just like, hey, what should I play for my next game on stream, Subnautica or Mystery Dungeon? And depending on that, that will determine what YouTube thumbnail we will be making on Thursday's stream, because we're not playing any games recently. Thursday's gonna be another art stream. I think that'll be fun. Or I'll leave it to the Discord too. I should really use that. I'm just terrible at, like, texting in general, so it's just like, I have it there, and I struggle so much. Just like sending messages sometimes, and I'm just like, wow. So like, don't worry, definitely haven't lost interest in it. I just gotta like find ways to make the Discord a little bit more fun. I mean, Mystery Dungeon has been in the making for a while. It's just such a good game. Yeah, it wouldn't even like take us that long. I bet we could like beat it in like could probably beat it like pretty quickly. Alright, and then so that's all the shadow and detailing. I gotta get the highlights now. So let me just turn off the heavenly glow here real quick so I can grab the color for that. If it helps, I will just ping your message daily. Imagine. Nah, it's okay. I just need to actually like get good at being like at doing like the whole like social media manager thing. I'm good at it when it's like just a few things, but as soon as it starts to get a little bit more, it's just like, okay, I don't want to be on my phone so much. I hate this. Grr, and I throw my phone out the window. I'll be like, wait a minute, I needed that. Let's see, I think we'll primarily have it on like the right side of the little like beam here for like the window panel, right? Like, I don't want to make it too bright, otherwise it's just gonna blend in. But I gotta be like careful with how I do this too. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, cosplay stuff. I am very excited. I got my, I was working on the, sheath for the, last year for Ren Fair. I had a strap that I could attach to, like, the scimitar, but it didn't, like, go over my shoulder nicely, and, like, the whole idea is to have the blade, like, kind of close to my hand, so, like, you could just grab it out like that, right? Like, obviously it's piece-tied and everything. Not that it's sharp, but it is pointy. I did stab myself working on it. But, you know, it's like, oh, we want to add this. That's why it wasn't, like, so... Ah, that's what it's supposed to look like. Oopsies. Yeah, but we're losing a lot of, like, the definition there. Hold up. I gotta make that darker, I think. Anyways, so I'm like looking around my closet like, okay, like what can I do? Like I'd like to attach like some rings maybe, or like something. Like I have an idea, and I look inside my closet, I open like this Hobby Lobby plastic bag, and lo and behold, there's leather scissors, leather dye, and just these sheets of leather, all ready for like whatever, and I'm just like, where did this come from? Like, genuinely. I have no idea where I got those. Obviously, I must have gotten it at Hobby Lobby, but I have it. I don't remember why I have it, and how long has it been there? God knows how long, honestly. I had my... I cleaned my room, like, months... I mean, the room stays clean for the most part. I just gotta put stuff away. But, when I was, like, reorganizing things, I had left a box in there, with, like, felt stuff, and felt and another vinyl, basically. Because sometimes I do craft work, you know? And, I was just, like, looking at it, like, where did this come from, right? Because I don't usually work with leather, so I was just like, huh? So anyways, what I did, ended up doing, I cut out these strips of leather, and then I had, like, I trimmed it down so it's basically like a capital I shape, right? And then on the middle, I cut more slits so that way they can fold in on each other, hot glued those together, and that essentially made a ring of leather. Leather just materializing like that is not the worst thing. What is the worst thing that has ever materialized in my room? I can't say, but I will say one of the worst things that has happened is just losing, like, earring backings. I used to have, I think I still have one here, yeah. I used to have these really cute, simple gold studs. It's, like, really small, but it's like this one right here. I had a pair of those, and they were so nice, because they would never irritate my ears, and I could just stick them back in. and like, you know, like not worry about anything. And then I lost the pair, so I stopped wearing like earrings like regularly for a bit because I just didn't have any like comfortable ones to like wear periodically. So now my ears just kind of like don't like having like earrings in them in general. So I had to now I had to buy like this hypoallergenic ones. They're like silver hoops. I can't really show them off right now. And those have been working like wonders, thankfully. But I'm still upset that I lost the little gold ones because they were like so simple and like so small, and it was just like they were like nice. Because like I like big flashy jewelry, right? Like obviously I'm gonna be like picky with how it's gonna look, but like I do like jewelry like that. But you know, if I'm not looking to wear it, I'm going to opt for something simple. And the gold studs were perfect for that. And unfortunately, I just lost the pair. I forget how I lost it. I want to say it was playing with Butters, or it just fell off in my sleep somehow. So that was probably, like, the saddest thing that has ever disappeared from my room. Real quick, let me just ban that bot. It will just reappear out of nowhere, just like the Hobby Lobby stuff. No, it's been months. I don't think they will. And, like, I think I might... once again, I might have just lost it, like, playing with Butters, because Butters be like that sometimes. Now, speaking of Butters, poor Butters has lost his bed. He threw up yesterday, and my dad tried to, like, hose it down, but the smell was just so bad, and he was like, we're getting rid of this thing, and I'm like, okay, that's fair. Like, I can't argue with that. So he doesn't have a bed right now, and I don't think I'm going to be getting him one until, the seasons get colder, because, you know, he's a border collie, he's got, like, a ton of hair. For me, the whole, yeah, it's so sad. You know, before he would get like really like sometimes before I would like to like move the bed out of his cage just because you know, it's like give him like another spot to lie down around the house, right? But he would get like so scared that we were just taking it away forever, so he would like grab and hold on to it, and it's like no, we're just moving it, let go. Or it's like, oh no, we're just trying to wash it. This time like he's really not getting his bed back. It's so sad. I think he's been, like, a little distraught about it ever since. He's, like, throwing food in his cage. He's crying, and it's like, like, if I can find a bed that's just, like, a cushion, something that's not, like, super fluffy, that would be perfect. Because all it is, really, is that I just don't want him to sleep on, like, hard floor. Because we have wooden tile at the, downstairs, and, we have wooden tile downstairs, and, he's not allowed upstairs because he sheds, and like we have carpet up here. And also sometimes he just like pees up there. But that's besides the point. Now granted he does still like sneak upstairs on his own, but he can't sleep upstairs is what I'm saying. So I just want to get him like just a nice cushion. Something like not super fluffy, but something, you know, so he's not lying on the hard floor. And that's all it is. If he keeps throwing his food, I think I'll just find something, because he's clearly, like, throwing tantrums right now. Like, he'll eat his food, but I think he is, like, a smidge distraught over losing his bed. He loves that bed. He was so happy when we got it. He liked sharing it with me, too, before. Like, if we took it out of his cage, he would, try to, like, have me, like, lie down there with him. It was so cute. I'll try and find something, when winter comes. Again, not that he gets cold. I doubt that he gets cold. I bet he loves the cold, but it's just like, I just want him to have a cushion. He's my little boy, and he deserves a cushion. And then I think we're gonna go back down here. I'm gonna take this darker color. I'm gonna use it to, darken up some of the spots. So, like, down here, for example. And that brush buffer makes me, like, so sad. It's just like, why? Like, I don't really want to use, like, a bigger brush, because it's like, I don't need to cover the area, like, that badly, but, I have to, just to avoid, like, that weird, like, buffer in all of it. We'll just, like, retouch this to make sure we don't, like, lose that exactly. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We'll just do the same to like the rest of it. Man, it's 12:20 already. Oh boy, we haven't gotten to rendering. I want to have this like finished by tomorrow. Oh my god, that's tomorrow. Not sure how that's gonna pan out, but we will work hard and we will see. Again, it's Johnny's last week of school this week, so he's gonna be able to start picking up more hours at Carl's. He said he's gonna take guitar way more seriously over the summer, so he's gonna be practicing that a bit, which means I'm probably gonna be practicing bass a bit more too. So that's exciting. I'm getting better at muting the strings when I need to, which is really nice. Because it is like kind of driving me crazy, just it's ringing so much. I don't get how like it rings so much, right? Because I took physics. I was in band. I'm like sympathetic resonance. I think that's what it's called. If you have a tuning fork, right, and you hit that tuning fork, and somewhere on a different stringed instrument, that string is also like very in tune with the fork, the string will also just vibrate because it feels like it, essentially. And it's like, okay, I get it, like they're the same note, of course they're going to buzz together, or of course they're going to like vibrate together, right? I actually used one of the guitars to tune my violin one day when I felt like bringing it out again. So that was a fun experience, having to use different instruments to tune another instrument. So that was really cool. But then, you know, the thing that I don't get with bass, it's like each string is a different note. How are they still vibrating with each other? I don't know. I'm sure it just has something to do with like the lower octaves, and that's just kind of how they go. But it's like, man, it's like this is annoying. Having to worry about that, but it's fine. Okay. And then from here, we're just gonna put a little Gaussian blur. Not nearly as much as 15. We're gonna bring it down quite a bit. I think right there is good. Turn it down a bit more. I think it stopped at 6. Yeah. To bring it down just to 5. I'm gonna do the same to the window here. I probably won't add curtains. Just cause I like how it looks right now. There we go. Then we put the character back in there. That looks pretty good. I probably add a shadow down there, huh? Where is the ledge? There it is. I'll just like make a shape real quick. Set the layer to multiply. Put up in there just a little bit so that way when we do the Gaussian blur, it's not gonna have like an edge. Is the painting process like interesting in any way, shape, or form to watch? Just make that nice and blurry. And just decrease it a little bit. Good. I think that's good. I'm not huge on painting digitally, but I'm starting to enjoy it just a little bit more these days. Okay. Now here comes the fun part. Plants. We're gonna have background plants, obviously. And then I think I'm just gonna end up making like its own like little folder in here for that. We're on layer 20, by the way. Like, oh my god. Okay, what kind of plant should we add? I'm gonna look back at the reference here. I think we should definitely have some kind of like wall ivy, you know? I don't know if that's what it's called, but like I know it just goes on the wall. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, these look really nice. Oh my god, this building is like all covered in it. Why ivy growing on your walls might be beneficial. Sir, there's a whole ecosystem on the side of your house. That's so cool. I like this reference. But I want to get a good close-up of the... Oh, this one has different shaped leaves. Ah, interesting. I like this one. This one, the shapes are simple, so we can probably do that. And then, like, their roots are really thin. Can't really see them. Oh, actually, I like like window shopping for. Oh, but the leaves are. It's okay. It's okay. There's my pen. Anyways, let's go ahead and reset our colors. But yeah, painting more digitally has just been like a very like interesting kind of experience. Just like it is fun. I just take more joy in like drawing usually, but I think this looks pretty good at the end of the day. Like it's not bad at all. And like as soon as we add more plants too, it's gonna be really nice because they're gonna obscure a lot of the background, so most of my mistakes won't be too visible at least. Let's see, these are like long too. So we'll just like something like that, I think. Like, it's looking a little bit too symmetrical. Do something like that. One huge thing about drawing nature is that nature is not usually symmetrical. So like the biggest thing is that you gotta make sure you cover add a lot of randomness to it. I think there's only like a few plants that like genuinely are. Like artichokes, for example. Like, they have, like, that whole, like, spiral about them. Or, like, pine cones, too. But even then, it's just, like this, ivy would not have, like, a lot of, like, similar things. So, like, I just want to make sure, like, the branches are going on, like, different sides and everything. Okay, how do I want to do this? I don't think I have anything that really looks like the shape of these leaves. Which is unfortunate. And I'm still not good at, like, improvising painting stuff, so you're not gonna use that brush. I use that brush a little bit too much. It's a little bit of a crutch. I want to stop. I don't think we should really be downloading anything else either. Let's see. This is cool. I think we made that last time, but I don't really remember how I made it. Okay, well, let's just take the color then. Color match the leaves as best as I can. Probably something like that. Let's see. They're kind of, so a lot of them are kind of like that in shape, but it's more like not nearly as big. Something like that. That's looking pretty good actually. So we'll just the rendering on this is not going to be fun at all, is it? It's okay. You know what we'll do? We'll turn this into a brush just to make things a little bit easier. So let me just round this out. We'll copy this. Open a new canvas. We'll go like 200 by 200. Right? Oh, that's still too big. Okay. Bump that up to 500, I guess. There we go. Bring that down. Then I think what we should actually do do some extra work in there. So like, I'm gonna work on this separately, which certainly an approach that I don't normally like to take, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. And then what I'm gonna try and do is I'm just going to try and freehand a bunch of these leaf shapes. So at least they have like, they'll have distinction to them at the very least, right? I don't gotta be super precise with it because we are gonna be, this is a background element. This will be very blurred out. And then, it's just really hard to see the shape. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Something like that. Just for the sake of distinction. Then we're gonna add bitmap canvas. We'll call this wall ivy leaf bundle. Or bunch. And then I think I want it as a scatter in a sense, actually. It's like all of them do point down. No, pattern would be ridiculous. Bitmap watercolor, no. I mean, we'll fiddle with it, right? And that reset the name. Wall ivy leaf bunch. Just a bunch of leaves. Oh, speaking of leaves, I feel like I have like so much to say about these plants. I'll turn that off. To keep the original there. Let's be smart about this. Interesting. Let's see. Complement, size by pressure, bitmap. Do not apply foreground color. So me and Johnny, we listened to Creepcast, that little thing by Wendigo Meat Canyon. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I don't like the opacity not working with me there though. So, I was asking him yesterday, like, oh, do you like would you ever like make blind bags, right? Because Johnny's really into blind bags recently. We love gambling, and it was like, it sounds like it could be fun, right? So, not what I want to do. Okay. So we'll go back to this. I think this was the best one. This is the best for like the look we're going for. The rotate should be, do not, if I didn't rotate it along. And Creepcast has had like a number of characters just sort of like as like a side thing. So like they had the whole like Mr. Weller's bit that you mean like a bug bit, and I was like, oh, you know, it'd be fun if they had like Creepcast blind bags. And so as soon as Johnny's done with school, I think me and him, we might like collaborate a little bit on that, just like a little like fan concept kind of thing. I think that would be really, really fun to do. Because also just like designing like blind bag minifigures just sounds like a fun kind of thing. Like imagine like all the little like weird D&D characters I made, but like even more chibi-fied, and also like in a box that you could just like open and it's like, oh, look what I got. trying to see if I can get something like more natural looking. Because I do need it to rotate a little bit, right? Because otherwise they're just all gonna like look like that. They kind of look like a character from Sesame Street. I forgot his name. But he does kind of look like that. I do need it to rotate, but I don't want it to be so like aggressively to the side because all these leaves do point down at the end of the day. I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I think what I should do actually is, let's see, how does this rotate work? Because it seems kind of random, you know? Like, definitely not when I'm doing long strokes like that, but when I'm doing that, I don't want it to be, like, so... If I pull it up, no. I don't know. Probably shouldn't be, like, so heavy, too. Just, like stamp it on there. No, stop. That was actually good. I don't know, does this look like convincing? I've never done plants this way before. I've certainly painted plants, but not like this. You know, there's no way I'm drawing like all of these leaves individually by hand. Please rotate the way I need you to. There we go. It's like we'll just have like a bunch there, and then now what I want to do is I want to put a filter. Again, we love our filters. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty good. Probably gonna go a smidge less intense on it, though. I think 7 is good. Then we'll take this, put the same filter over it. Then we should add, like, a color thing over it, you know? Okay. I think this is looking pretty good so far. Then we'll add some more plants to the foreground, which will be fun. I think maybe, like, a little pot of, like, lavender or something. I feel like lesser leaves would be as believable. Sorry for that. I had to sit through some ads. Oh, you're good, you're good, you're good. I can still take this... just kind of like, or like, you could take this and like erase, oops, wrong layer, like erase some shapes out, smaller shapes. It's kind of like, no, so I'm looking at it, it does look a bit fuzzy compared to like my reference. The issue, the reason why it's looking more fuzzy though is because all of them are like pointing down like that, or like they're all like, no, I'm sorry, the reason why it looks fuzzy is because they're all like looking in like a different direction, and that's just not how Ivy looks. Let me see, let's go back to the drawing board here. Let's see, watercolor might help it a little bit. Turn that off. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's still giving like the wrong impression if I do that. So it's gotta be like a solid kind of thing. I think it does have to be the bitmap though, just because it does look the closest to what we need it to be. The issue is that if we don't have it rotate along, now all of them are looking the same way. Like that, which just doesn't look that good. why is the opacity kind of stupid right now? There we go. Like, it kind of looks like that, right? Which is not bad. But it like, they can't all be putting like this. I feel like the previous option, it just feels like a lot. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's just, when you look at ivy walls, there is a lot, is the thing. So that's what I'm trying to, like, go for here. I feel like the leaves would orient to the light, as in the window. That's not too hard. Again, it's like, what's hard right now is, like, I can't, if I have it rotate along, it's not exactly random, but it is a little, like, if I'm just doing, like, strokes like this, it's like the brush doesn't, like, know which way the leaf is supposed to point, so it ends up being random. But I don't want to do, like, long strokes necessarily, because I do want to be able to, like, scatter some leaves off to the side like that, but the stroke just isn't, again, long enough for the leaf to know where to point. That's the issue that I'm running into right now. So... and then if we don't do this, they're just literally, like, not, like, they literally just look like that. Which is not really fun. So I'm a little, like, not sure what to do. What we could do is, well, I can spin this around, I think. I can make it so that they will point more to the light, because I think you are right there. Just gotta, like, get it about right. I think right there is good. Yeah. Something more like that. But now these ones, like... like, you see what I mean? Like, I like how the previous one looks. It just looks too fuzzy. Not enough, like, leaves. And I think, again, blurring stuff out is going to help with that. But it still doesn't exactly look right. See, I want it to rotate along because, I just need them to be, for one, the leaves need to be pointing down, and two, they should skew a little bit, like, they need to be pointing down and a little bit to the right. But like you see, if the stroke isn't long enough, it just doesn't know where to place the thing, which is annoying. So I think, like, literally my best option is just kind of like this. I don't know. Let's see. I think we can probably make this work somehow. We'll just, push it, like, more this way. I'll try and be a little bit more sparse with it. Something like that, maybe? I think I like how that looks a little bit more. Still not happy with how the leaves are refusing to point downwards, but, it is what it is, I guess. This is what I get for being lazy and not wanting to paint each leaf individually. To be fair, this probably looks better than, like, if I tried painting each leaf individually. Because I'm not that good. See, there we go. I think that's nice. I think that's a bit nicer. Alright, let's see, oops. blur back on. Yeah, the blur definitely helps it a bit more. Like, it looks a little bit more believable if it's just, like, back there. And then another thing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to add, color filters over them, right? I think it'd be like a dark yellow kind of thing. Dark yellow, dark brown. Then clip. Then what layer mode is this gonna like look normal in? Overlay? No. Probably just a standard multiply, right? I just don't like relying on multiply so much. Let me do the leaves too so I can see what I'm doing a little bit clearer. Yeah, so around 57%. Gotcha. We'll do 55 actually for the sake of like having a pretty number to look at. Then, we'll take a lighter color, as per usual, and then probably use the watercolor to make it look more smooth. So every time I try this with like something else, it just doesn't look that good. Or we'll do the airbrush actually. Just be very careful with how we do this. Yeah, that's looking a lot better than how I usually do this. If you've seen my bushes and like my over the garden wall and my Rowan pieces, this like they do not look good. Like the foreground bushes. There we go. And just like sprinkle some light there. I think that's looking like pretty believable actually. I might redo those a bit though, they're a smidge too bright. Having bright lights on my leaves? Unheard of, I'm kidding. Like as we get further, just have like less of it. I'm sorry I doubted you for so long, airbrush. This is actually working extremely well in my favor. But I'm still not liking it with the multiply. I think it's gotta probably need some shadow too. We'll noodle around with the color filters again. Maybe I just chose like the wrong color. Let's see. Been feeling the urge to draw bones lately. I think if I do anatomy studies, they'll probably be like ink anatomy studies, like not really like graphite stuff. Johnny works more with graphite than I do. I just never found like the medium to be like super exciting, I think. Then for the roots, go here, clipping layer, or add. Add is such a great blending mode. I love it so much. Like any luminance kind of thing, just I love that I get to make things glow. There we go. I could probably like erase some of that down there. Hang on. Like right here in this spot. Oops. that's actually looking not too bad now that I added the light to the roots. Let me think. So, could I, is there any way that I could make this better? Like, is there another blending mode that would, like, be better suited here? Brightness, no. Color, no. Saturation, hue, burn, probably not. Dodge, no. I do like experimenting with these just because they're kind of fun to mess with. Difference is gonna do like a weird thing. Darken probably won't work. We're not looking to lighten anything, so it is probably just multiply is the best one. We could probably add like another filter over it, honestly. Get like a nice brown going. Then color or hue, no. Multiply again, no. Normal. And then we'll add another one here. Ooh, that's too strong for that. I guess it was just the roots that needed it. All right, yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. All right, what other stuff should we add? I think it'd be cute to have like some bellflowers coming in from like the top over here, and like they'll really catch like the light in the window. So real quick, I'm just gonna rename this folder so I don't lose track of things. Wall AV. There we go. This is gonna be a very pretty piece, I feel like. I definitely want some kind of like white flowers. So let's see. Like white bell flowers. Oh, these are perfect. But these come from the ground, right? The Jacob's ladder. Yeah, they come from the ground, so it... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Whatever these are. Angel's trumpet. Well, let's see. Let's look those up. Yeah, these are perfect. Okay, yeah, I like how these look. It is going to be a little bit awkward having like the white kind of like over the thing though, I'm not gonna lie. So I just need to be a bit careful, I think. They're very interestingly shaped though. And I just gotta choose a good reference. Another folder. Let's get some stems going. Stems are pretty thin, so I'm not gonna worry too much about making them too thick. In fact, I should probably be using a smaller pen size. Probably won't have too many, actually. And then it looks like they kind of have like two different kinds of leaves. That or that's the pod that the flowers are coming out of. I think that's the pod the flowers are coming out of. It's a little hard to tell. Alright, so in that case then, so if that's the stem, then within the stem there's this sort of like darker leaf looking thing. That's too dark. That kind of comes out of it like that. Yeah, they don't really have like the the for the lack of a better word, leaf veins to them, from what I can see. So yeah, these are probably like flower pods or buds or something. And then below that we'll have the flower, which will make just like a really nice like milky white, I think, like right around there. Might have to darken it a little. It's unfortunate that it's going in like such a bright spot. Like they have these petals that come up like that. And then it goes in like that. I'm honestly impressed that I can like freehand this much. Usually I need to sketch, but like this is not bad, honestly. Then let's again just fill that up. They have way more curl at the end of the petals though. Let me just get rid of some of that so we can go back in like this. Like that. There we go. And then go. I think I want to add like another one of these over here, so we'll just I think I like how that looks. Yeah? Then, honestly, I'll save the copying and pasting for later. I'm gonna add some detail before I do that. So there's kind of like a little bit of yellow. So I'm gonna take this. Take our favorite acrylic brush and just kind of there we go. And we can actually merge that down. Now we can copy and paste. We'll make this one hang a little bit higher. Then let me just erase this little bump here, make that nice and smooth. Hang on, I need to put my stabilizer back on. Then, all right, and now we can get to rendering. I hope this is like coming out like the way I envisioned it. I say as the person in full control of how this is going to come out. I think just because this is a background element, I'm fine just using the airbrush again to render. Of course, just because this is going to be a little bit closer to the viewer in a sense, we'll actually like do the rendering and not just put like filters over it. I'm not too concerned about using an acrylic just because, again, this is all going to get blurred out anyways. Now the fun part, the flowers. I might add a little bit of texture to these just because this is like, you know, in its little spot on the piece, this is the focus. Yeah, hang on. We'll see. Oh boy, I'm scratching my tablet screen again. Oh, I never actually know when to change pen nibs until it's like very like, until it's very like worn down. Because pen nibs just seem to last forever. Like they like the tablets will come with like so many. It's like I feel like I never use these. Like even on my old tablet, I never actually used all of the nibs. Something like that. See, this is why I don't like using the airbrush. I feel like I gotta be like so like focused with the gradient. Now I'm trying to tell myself not to do that, and like it doesn't need to be super precise. I am scratching up my tablet screen though, which is kind of sad. So let's see. Trying to get like a nice 3D kind of look going on. Okay. I also just don't generally like how smooth the airbrush is. Like it's way too smooth, Like, yeah, I blur out my watercolor brush a lot, but it's like it's still pretty like textured at the end of the day. These scratches are making me so sad. I should have gotten like some kind of screen protector when I bought this. It's a bit late for that now, though. I just have to be careful. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's looking good. And then like when we add the highlights, it won't look too like... It'll hopefully won't be like super light because we have all these nice shadows now. Yeah, there we go. Would you want to live in this weird little like cottage I've pretended exists here, like I've made up? I think I would kind of like it. I'm more of a cabin person, kind of, I think. Just like, I need something a little bit rougher around the edges, personally. Cabin in the woods, though, that sounds so fun. Me and Neil, we talked once about, like, what if we just moved to Alaska and lived in the woods? That was a fun topic. Anyone else want to live in the woods with me and Neil? I would like to live in the woods. Or at the very least have a studio there. Like, I think that would be, like, a really, really fun, kind of thing. Like, you travel out there, and you're just surrounded by, like, the forest. And I would just be, like, working on art. I think that would be so cool. Something like that, and then... I used to think that opacity by pressure was stupid, but now it's just like, this is so useful. It's like I can get, like, everything that I need. I don't have to, like, adjust a bunch of settings. It's so good. But I guess to be fair, I was, like, way, like, newer at, like, art back then. Like, the whole digital art thing, and I didn't get it. But now I do. And I'm never looking back. Yeah, there we go. Look how pretty that looks. I think it looks really nice. I think I should add like the broader leaves too, but I'll add those. Oh, I'll add them in now. Non-clipping. They're a bit of like a more like emeraldy kind of green, so... They have like a very nice and simple shape too, so we do like to see that at least. forget, is Harriet doing anything in New Horizons? I can't remember. Because I know with, like, if you put a mirror in your house in New Horizons, you can just change your hair, like, that way. And the whole point of Harriet, back in New Leaf, was, like, she was the hairstylist. So if you wanted to change your haircut, you had to unlock the hair salon first. Which, on one hand, a little bit annoying, but, you know, it was, like, neat. It was just kind of funny, because, like, your villager's appearance depended entirely on how you answered, like, certain questions at the beginning of the game. So if you answered, like, the questions, like, honestly, but, like, that string of, like, questions led to, like, a very, like, ugly haircut, you were just stuck with that until you unlocked the salon, which I thought was funny. Alright, and then... once again, we're just gonna go back to the airbrush, take this, make it nice and dark. Dark up there. Something like that, I think. And now we get to add the color filters. So let me just open this back up, grab that. Turn this off too. Guess we should just have that as like a secondary. Like just on the ready. Okay. We're gonna need a lot of these. There we go. Maybe put it at multiplying about 55%. Right here. Clipping. I could probably put this one a little bit lighter, actually. Maybe the filters don't have to be so uniform. And right here, for this part. I like it right around there, and then one more for these guys. And then the last thing is just gonna be highlights for these, and then I think the rest of the plants will add to the foreground, so it'll go on top of her, in a sense, and I'll figure out what I'm gonna add with those. I think some strelitzias would look really cool, but I feel like they're a little bit too vibrantly colored for like the tone that I'm going for. I think I will definitely want to add some lavender. We'll just kind of like go from there, because this is a very soft palette that we're working with. So let's see. Let's get like a nice bright kind of thing. It's kind of like, I won't go too strong up there because it's just kind of like hidden, you know? Not exactly in the light. Then the flowers are going to be like the toughest thing, because I got to make sure that they don't get completely like too blended in like that. Like I need to be careful on where I stop it exactly. Also, there's a little bit of a color thing here. Let me just, oops. Oh my god, where's the, there it is. There we go. We are on layer 42. And somehow, there's still going to be more. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Sometimes it is just like, I can't believe my art gets so stupid big. Yeah, right there. Do you see where it like really, like, I have to be so careful. So let's erase that a little bit, just partially. Oh yeah, I think I'm so happy. Yesterday, so Johnny's in a manager group chat for the Carl's Jr. and yesterday the general manager was like, "Here's what we lost points on for OA," and they do OA and QA at the same time now. So I think we got our inspection ready, and me and Johnny were so happy because it's like, thank God we didn't have to be there for that. I feel a little bit bad because I do know it's like they need like really strong members during inspection days, but it's like at the same time it's like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. The store they should arguably come in on days where we have like a little bit of a weaker staff, just to like really make some improvements, you know? Because the store won't improve if we keep putting our best foot forward for them, you know? Like it's not just a test; it's like a time for like, you know, like here's what we need to work on. Yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. I imagine the smoothness of it hopefully won't matter too much as soon as I blur them out. I'm just so worried because it's like, it's so like untextured, but it's also like very rendered at the same time. Hobby Fanatist? I don't exactly know the exact username, but I know his handle is like something very similar to that. His art is so pretty. Like his realistic renders are incredibly good. But I think the only thing is, for me personally, is like I feel like if you just use like a watercolor brush and not airbrush, because it looks like airbrush to me, I think it would do a lot for his art. Obviously, I'm not going to tell him that explicitly, you know, it's not like he asked for the criticism. But it's just always been like a gripe of mine with airbrush, like I just don't like how smooth it looks. Here though, I'm just doing it because, once again, all of this is background stuff, like this is going to be very, very, like, blurred out, as soon as we get there. So that's like the only thing. You know, if he wants to keep using the airbrush, that's fine. Because, you know, it looks really good still. I still really love how it looks. Because it's, like, you know, it's always impressive when people can, like, paint like that. I can't paint like that. Like, I can't do realistic renders of people's faces, because that's confusing to me. And that's how you know I've never taken an art class. I'm kidding. I've never done, like, studies like that, is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, for what I do, I don't think I need to as much. I think what I do right here is perfectly fine. Let's see, do I want to change those leaves in any way? A stronger one might actually look better for the effect that I'm going for. Alright, let's see, let's get to blurring out everything. I think we'll put these ones at 5, just to give them, like, a sense that they're up closer to the viewer than the wall ivy back there. So... filter... What if I hate it? Ah! There's always, I hate how there's that period in the art where it's just like, it's just gonna look really ugly to you, and you're just gonna be like, why? I'm like struggling to find my layers too. Alright, I think that's looking really, really nice, actually. It's only 1:14, there's still a good amount of time left of stream. This is definitely a piece and a half, though. The background is just chock full of things, which is just funny to me. Okay, what other plants should we add? I think fiddlehead ferns might be kind of nice. You know, they're actually on one of the flowers that's not uniformly rendered. Hang on. Let me fix that. I'm like looking at it like something's off. Just add a little bit in there. just a little bit off. It's fine. Let me also name this to Angel's Trumpet. Plants have such pretty names. Let's talk about Subnautica again. What fish in Subnautica do you think would make the best, like, seafood? I would love to see someone, like, turn the fish in Subnautica into, like, fully realized, like, seafood ingredients. The Caliceret, for example, the Caliceret Leviathan, every time I look at it, and it's probably only because it's red in color, every time I look at it, though, I can't help but think that it tastes like shrimp. Like, every time I look at it, it's just like I get a very, like, shrimpy feel in my mouth. Like, I'm eating shrimp, and I'm just like, I bet that guy tastes good. Meanwhile, the Leviathan is, like, eating me, and I'm like, I bet, it's like, I'll eat you back, too. Like, give me a little nibble here as I'm getting, like, eaten alive. I feel like the Reaper would be, like, kind of similar to, like, shark, but I've never really had shark before, so I can't say. But I feel it feels like it'd be a similar thing. Why is it that as soon as I start talking about eating the fish in Subnautica, I get 4 viewers? Oh boy. It's kind of funny. I'll keep talking about it though. Cause you know you do eat the fish in Subnautica, like you grill the peepers and everything. But it's like, what if you like turned them into like actual like fully realized dishes? I feel like that would be insanely fun. I'm gonna look up some lavender real quick. Lavender flower. But like, you know what's even more fun than just thinking about like, oh, what do the little fish taste like? What did the leviathans taste like? I have no experience with eating like bigger fish like that, but I feel like it would be interesting. Let's see, I'm gonna find a good reference of like some lavender here. Ooh. Ooh. I just need like a very soft colored thing is all. But yeah, these are very easy to paint. Let's see. The sea dragon, Leviathan. Not exactly my favorite Leviathan. I don't think it would like be like really like fun to eat either. Like, first of all, that would be like a lot of meat to hand out. You could probably feed an entire city with a sea dragon carcass, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. I'm gonna check my phone real quick. On stream. And Johnny wants me to send him a picture of Butters, but I'm on stream, it's okay. I'll put the lavenders here. Just very thin stalks. I think the ghosts would be interesting. I had jellyfish like one time at a buffet. It's like pickled jellyfish, right? So it was like kind of brown, really chewy, really tough to eat actually. Did not enjoy the texture, but the taste was alright. One of the reasons why I wanted to try jellyfish was because this one guy on YouTube caught a jellyfish on one of his fishing things. He's a Japanese man. He's like a Japanese spear fisherman. He is hilarious. I also fear for his life sometimes, but that's besides the point. Let's see, lavender. The little bits like this don't actually stretch too far, so we're gonna... It's up close. I'm gonna make them a bit bigger than I probably normally would. But, he made that jellyfish sound absolutely delicious, like when he cooked it up. And I was just like, man. Like, I would love to try that. This is a lot nicer than painting a bunch of ivy plants. Granted, it's probably like the same-ish process, but like the nice thing is that they're not really overlapping each other too much. So I can really get away with not having to worry about that at all. That being said, I think these should all like move closer to each other. So I'm looking at my reference again. Like, I wish I had a live reference. Lavender is like one of my favorite like flavors though. I love floral stuff actually. When it comes to taste, lavender coffee is one of my favorite things to make. I haven't made lavender syrup in a while, but I do have a bunch of, like, I do have like a whole thing of like dried lavender buds. It is so tasty. Like, you put like a nice creamer in it too. I will say this, lavender, if you make a lavender latte and you like drink it cold, you're a psychopath. Lavender is not good cold. It's way too strong, and it's just like, oh my god, what a, like, I feel like it's like putting like a whole like thing of incense in your mouth and then swallowing it. It was not fun. And I was so disappointed the first time I tried it like chilled, not really iced, but it was chilled. I left it in the fridge overnight. Yeah, jellyfish wasn't how I thought it would be. I don't know why you just thought, I don't know why you thought you just couldn't cook jellyfish. I mean, that Japanese man, once again, he made it sound so good. He was like, yeah, it's like you eat the rim of the bell, and it's got like this like seaweed salty taste. And I was like, man, I love seaweed, and like putting that on something that's kind of like a tougher gelatin, the rim, yeah, the rim of the bell. You know, like if this is that's not my brush. Like, if that is the bell of the jellyfish, this is the rim. Yeah, I know, but he, like, bit into it, okay? And then, like, he bit the top of the bell, too. And it was, like, so unbelievably salty. Raw, yeah. I think my favorite part about the video was that, like, there's a cut, and he's, like, sitting with his, like, hands like this, like... So I think... he's like, my mouth is, like, tingly all of a sudden. I think I might have poisoned myself. It's so funny. It's so funny. That guy's, like, so unhinged, and I respect him for that. Like, he's trying all these foods that, like, definitely, like, science already knows that they're poisonous, but he's, like, double-checking to make sure, and it's like, let's go. He's so funny. He's called, Masaru. But yeah, hilarious guy. I can't wait to render the actual character here. Probably have to do, like, a magic effect around the hand, too. Anyways. Hello, James. Since you're here, what fish in Subnautica do you think tastes the best? I think the Calycerate from Below Zero would taste exactly like shrimp. Bold of you to assume I can read, Japanese. But if that says Masaru, yes. I can't read Japanese. I think I can pronounce the words decently well if I try hard enough, but, because it's actually pretty similar to Spanish. Like, they have, like, that same sort of, like, tongue tap that Spanish does on, like, their single R's, like the word, pero, for example. You know, it's not like pero, it's pero. It's similar to Filipino. Actually, it's more similar to I'm not doing that again, I'm sorry. I guess I just say Spanish, because it's like, you know, in a sense I learned Spanish first. James, how would you feel about, like, a cottagecore Subnautica stream? Because I'm thinking, like, Mystery Dungeon sounds fun, but I have played that already. Played through that whole game already. Subnautica would actually be, like, one of the first games where it's, like, it's actually a blind playthrough. But at the same time, it's like, well, Mystery Dungeon probably won't take too long, especially if we're just doing, like, main story. I feel like... Because I've been watching a lot of Subnautica content lately, and I'm just like... I kind of like the idea of playing Subnautica on stream. It'd be really funny to watch me be scared. Haven't played through the games, but I've seen it. Yeah, me too. I've seen it too. But I'd still be going in pretty blind because I have no idea how to actually, like, progress through the game. I mean, didn't you plan Mystery Dungeon? I am planning it. Like, I'm definitely trying to think of a thumbnail for it. But, you know, I don't mind, like, delaying it too. Because Mystery Dungeon is not like a terribly long game. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay. I will ask on Twitter then. I'll give a little poll and be like, you guys decide. Like, you guys want cozy Mystery Dungeon vibes, or do you guys want me to turn Subnautica into a cottagecore foraging experience? Because I think I could do it. You were talking about it earlier, too. Like, what do we call underwater cottagecore? And Sunbatson just goes coral core, and it's like, it's so true. It's so true. I need to make it happen. It just... I think the only thing that would, like, really get in the way with that is, like, the base has to be, like, pretty, like, high-tech. See, I haven't seen Mystery Dungeon, which is why I'm curious to see. It's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, maybe we'll just play Mystery Dungeon. I'm not I haven't, like, fully played, like, a good horror game on stream in a good bit, so I'll probably save that when I'm feeling a little bit braver. Once again, though, I think the Calycerate from Below Zero would taste like shrimp. He looks cooked already. And, like, every time I see it, I'm just like, I want to bite it. I'm gonna eat it myself. Alright, so there's the lavender. Doesn't look super good, but, not exactly sure what else to do. So, I'll just take this. But I also want to hear Kerr panic, so it is quite the dilemma. Oh, I'll panic in Mystery Dungeon, alright. I think what I'll do is I'll probably put some rules, like no resetting, no, maybe no, I don't know, orbs or something. Because Mystery Dungeon is not just Pokemon, it's a dungeon crawler. And the thing with dungeon crawlers is that, turn-based can get really stupid really fast. You do not know the pain of Mystery Dungeon until you get, like, wombo comboed by, like, all the bullshit a dungeon has to offer. So it's really funny in that sense. There are these things called monster houses, I can't wait. We're gonna be so screwed. I'm gonna need to make sure I carry, like, something on me at all times to, like, do that. Maybe I'll do, like, hero and partner only, and then, hero and partner only, and then maybe... I don't want to say no reviver seeds, because that's mean. I think no orbs might be kind of interesting, but I feel like that would also be, like, incredibly impossible. Just because of the existence of monster houses. No orbs would be fine if monster houses didn't exist. Shadow nice and where we need it to be. Now we gotta figure out a plant to go over in this other corner. We're just trying to fill this room as much as we can with plants. I have no idea what any of those words mean, funny streamer, but I guess I'll see. Oh yeah, you'll definitely see. Like I said, I'll probably put, like, rules to make the game harder. Just because I think the usual loadout that I go with is a pretty busted loadout at the end of the day. You guys will see. We'll work on, what's it called? The thumbnail on Thursday night. Thursday night will be, like, another art stream, because, there's no games right now, and I like having thumbnails for my games. Even though I never use the thumbnails for the YouTube channel. Ooh, fun stuff to share. Always down to hear that, because it's great when I run out of fun stuff to share. making sure that I get everything nice and painted in here. They filmed the plot part of a porno in my universe. Oh my god. That is cursed. Ugh. That's you know, the only experience that I have, like, even similar to that, Uni is claiming they didn't know what was being filmed, but I think they're just saving face. I mean, genuinely, they probably didn't know. The closest experience that I have to something like that was this. Do you remember, like, the It Is Wednesday, my dudes? Let me pull this up. This is gonna be mildly doxing, but it's okay. Let me put the guy. Yeah, the what It Is Wednesday, my dudes guy. Well, there's a photo of him standing outside Cal Poly's library. I'm trying to find it. But when me and my friends saw that, we were like, what the actual fuck? It's like, what kind of sorcery is this? What do you mean this guy, like, exists within, driving distance? Which was kind of crazy. Another thing that was kind of crazy, one of my college friends, he had this entire story, I can't find the Cal Poly Library one, but, he had this entire story about how, like, he wanted to ask 2 girls out to prom, but he wasn't sure, but the first girl, we call her Girl A, ended up asking him out, and then his response was, because he fumbled the bag hard on this one, was like, oh, I was actually thinking of asking Girl B out. Could you help me out with that? It's a good thing Girl A was gay anyways, so that happened. And here's the best part. Turns out both girls were gay, which is so funny. And then it gets even better. So one day, a friend of mine introduces me to this girl named... We'll call her Christian, right? Kristen. I don't even remember her actual name, but I feel like it was vaguely similar to that. And I'm not giving last names anyway, so it's fine. So, you know, we exchange numbers, and she starts talking. And she's like, oh, yeah, like, I'm in, like, I'm like, this major, what are you? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm computer science. It's like, I have another friend in computer science, actually. His name is so-and-so. Like, I don't know if you've heard of him. And for a moment, I just, like, sat there. Or no. She didn't say his name. I was like, I have another friend in computer science. I don't know if you've seen him around before, but he wears a penguin costume to school. And at that moment, I was just like, his name wouldn't happen to be... And I give my friend's name. And she was like, oh my god. So I immediately go to my, like, college friend group Discord server. And I'm like, how did I meet Girl A? I met the girl that he was gonna ask out to prom. By pure coincidence. And we were all losing our minds, just like, what kind of crossover is this? Like, we were going ballistic there in the Discord server, because it was just like, what an insane, like, coincidence that was. Also, how are we feeling about, like, the environment here? I'm feeling like I'm liking it. I think I like it enough. Definitely losing my mind a little bit with the lavender buds, though. Did you find out she was gay then? No, my friend told me. He told us, like, yeah, it turned out she was gay, and it's just like, yeah. You turn every girl you meet gay, friend. That was the joke he made about him. But yeah, I never actually ended up talking to her that much. Um, it was just like, it didn't seem like a whole, like, the personalities really clicked kind of thing. But yeah, just a insane thing that happened, back in college, which that is maybe like one of the closer-ish experiences I've had to porno being filmed at the thing, which is so funny to me. I mean, you know that, honestly, I feel like that's the thing that actually... Oh, he found out the hard way, yeah. I even like would make jokes to him like, hey, could you like if like every girl you talk to like turns gay, can you like point me out to like the next cute girl that you talk to so I can like, you know, stuff like that. Can you wingman me a girlfriend? Just jokes like that. But no, the whole porno being filmed on like a school campus, I feel like that's the thing that happens a lot, because a few I feel like, what? No, I meant what I said. There have been numerous instances, I think, of teachers just like, or like a few years ago, there was a critical video about this. Most critical, if you don't know exactly who I'm talking about. He covered like this story where like a husband and wife, they're both teachers at a school campus, and then like after school hours, they would film like OnlyFans content in the middle school classroom. And it's like, yeah, it was after hours, but there's like plenty of after school activities. Like, what are you guys doing? They had like a whole apology about it, and they were like, you just don't understand how low teacher wages are. And I'm like, you filmed porn in a school campus. See, okay, you might be thinking that this is some small porno thing. No, this brand is specifically popular in the country for filming porn. Oh, Jesus. I'm almost, I need to know the brand now. I bet I could just look it up typing in, wait, please. Don't, you're gonna dox me. Oh, I see. I just want to see the brand. I won't say it out loud. But I will be looking it up. But if I'd go to news. Probably not. I might have to change locations to like get it. It's okay. I'm not finding it. Oh, no. I put because I had a typo in my thing. Just give me the first letter, I'll tell you if it's the right one. There's an article here titled Porn Market in Philippines Rakes in $1 billion annually. Based. True. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I don't think Google United States wants me to know. But that is funny though. I mean, porn is incredibly lucrative. I feel like if I just made more NSFW content, like, I mean good NSFW content, right? Like, actually, like, studied anatomy, I could probably get, like, a few more eyes on my art. Yeah, I still think you need to know the name. I do want to know the name, desperately, just because that's incredibly funny, that would happen. Let's see. Fine, I'll whisper. No, it's okay. I'll look it up. Porno filmed at Watch Philippines University Scandal. It's on Pornhub. I'm not looking for videos, I'm looking for news. Was this really not that big of news? Because I cannot find it at all. I am finding sex trafficking news, which is really sad. Like, the school doesn't want anyone. It's not popular enough to be on the news. Ah, I see. That's probably why I can't find it. It's all good then. You don't gotta send me the company name. That makes sense, though. I feel like Cal Poly probably wouldn't care. Like, they might care a little, but it's like, I feel like this is just, like, the average, like, college experience, you know? Not necessarily that it's, like, from a big company, but I feel like there's a bunch of, like, students doing, like, side things in their dorms, probably. Or even just, like, on campus in, like, a more secluded area. Because the thing about Cal Poly's campus is that it's incredibly, like, green and rural. So there's a lot of, like, quiet spots on campus. I'm not gonna lie, there's probably, like, people, like, doing stuff there. I've never found anything like that, like, as I would, like, walk around. But it is, like, it's not surprising, like, especially if, like, you know, if, like, high schoolers are already doing it on, like, their campus. Not necessarily filming themselves, but just in general. The first time I'm watching a porno for actual research purposes. You know, artists do that a lot. They'll watch porn so they can draw the porn. I'm just incredibly uncomfortable looking at the naked human body sometimes, and I'll just be like, okay, I've looked at that enough. No more of that. Maybe if I took a figure drawing class, I'd be, like, better at it, but, alas, I'm not in any kind of college whatsoever at the moment. These nice and colored in. Like that one Marvel artist who apparently uses porn for reference. I don't know about any specific Marvel artist who does that. I'm just saying it's a lot of them. For example, I think the show Invincible, there is before the release of season 2, they had a little trailer, and the guy who was like working on a lot of the art for the little like teaser trailer, apparently also did a lot of like porn art. So you know, it does work. Like, it does work using the porn as reference. You do get insanely good at anatomy because of that. So it's like, I guess if you can't take a figure drawing class, I found him. His name's Greg Land. Let's go, Greg. I don't know. I don't think we gotta shame artists for, like, using porn for reference or anything. It's like, it makes sense, you know? I think it's so weird, too, that, like, it'll leak out, like, oh, this is the kind of porn that so-and-so is watching. And it's like, yeah, why do I care about that? And the running joke is that he literally traces over porn because he can, like, actually tell. Oh my god. Let me look this up. Does anyone have any, like, traced, like, proof of this? Okay, yeah, some of these it's like... Yeah, some of these it really is like tracing the pose. I see what this one image is saying. Why Greg Land is a rotten excuse for an artist. Yeah, I guess if it's like... Yeah, there's no actual proof, but you can just tell looking at it. Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, if you're tracing, that's one thing, but if you're, like, referencing that... If you're referencing, it's fine. If you're tracing, it's like, okay, hold up. Hold up. There's a lot of xenomorph stuff in here, though. Comic artist Greg Land accused of plagiarism again. Do I want to know? Not really. I mean, again, even if he is tracing, there is no doubt though that the line work and the rendering is very pretty. Not bad at all. But definitely very traced with some of these. I've never really I haven't done a lot of like any tracing in a while. Not that I'm like encouraging it, but it's not a bad thing to like help learn, honestly. Like I encourage like newer artists to do it. I just don't I think the only thing is just like don't post traced artwork. Like just keep it like very like private, like, oh yeah, I did this to like study, and it's like just keep it to myself. But you know, like as you go on, you shouldn't really need to like trace too much. Now Johnny will like if it's something like a guitar, for example. Like Johnny traced a guitar for one of his like recent things, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna trace that because like that's an annoying thing to draw, and it's like just, you know, just something to get it out of the way really quick anyways. Like some artists will still do it. If I trace something, I'll usually stick like the reference photo like right with the thing, just to be like, hey, this is where I got the thing. I couldn't really like do the reference for it, so I just went ahead and like traced the whole thing, and it's fine. I think. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend tracing for a beginner since it doesn't help with principles. No, it won't help with principles, but what it should help with is pen or brush control. Because something that I don't think gets talked about a lot with art is that it's not just learning the principles, it's learning how to like control like your movements and everything. So I think tracing, especially if you're just not like straight up like drawing it, like if you actually have to like go in with like different like strokes and everything, I think that's helpful. Because again, there's a level of control that you gotta learn, and it's not the worst thing in the world if you gotta do tracing for that. Once again, just like don't post it if you do. So you grab this color again. Wait, how do I undo? That's where I binded it. There we go. Where's my... There it is. Do that, multiply. Kind of look like how that looks with like something a little bit stronger, and then do the same thing here. Make this one a little bit weaker so we can see the purple. There we go. I guess that could help. Yeah, it's not like tracing is like a forbidden thing, right? Like it's not wrong to trace. When it is wrong to trace is, I think, when you don't have permission and you don't give credit. I think that's when you start to get into like territory. It's like, okay, it's like you're just flat out stealing now, right? Because once again, that's like the main concern from most artists. Like, if a younger artist wanted to like trace my art because they wanted to see like, hey, how do you do this? I'd be like, oh, or like wanted to trace my art to like kind of study it a little bit. I'd be okay with it as long as like they either didn't post it or they gave credit when they posted. That's my big thing with it. Oops. Skew that more to yellow actually. It's like right around here. There we go. Then this is going to be on an ad. Reminds me, I recently saw this person make fan art of a VTuber. They tagged the VTuber asking for advice. So yeah, oh! So the reference they used was AI-generated. VTuber quickly pointed that out. I thought I knew what you were talking about for a moment, but oh my god, that is crazy. AI-generated reference is insane. Yeah. You'd think AI would be fine as, like, getting reference, but it's not. It's just so stupid. Once again, I'm sure AI down the line will be, like, a really, like, well-refined technology, and will have, like, regulations that will protect, artists, hopefully. But again, with the current state of things and the amount of damage it's already doing right now, I just don't think it's, like, worth the effort to get to that point. And that's all it is for me. Like, because it goes more than just, like, the whole, like, artist thing, right? Like, like, fine. Like, the AI is stealing stuff from artists. Like, yeah, that's bad. I know that. You know what else is bad? The AI content farms that are absolutely, like, destroying the minds of children. Like, you know how they say, like, people used to say, like, TV rots the brain? I am way more inclined to let my kids sit in front of a TV watching, like, seasons 1 through 3 of SpongeBob than whatever AI slop is on the internet right now. Like, it is so bad. Let's see. I mean, the lavender doesn't look super good, but we are gonna blur it out, so I think it'll be fine. So that's personally where I stand with AI. Like, the AI art is, like, again, really bad, but I think, like, there are things that are doing way more damage to society. I'm not saying artists, like, are blowing it out of proportion or they don't need to feel, like, the way that they feel. Like, yeah, it's fine to be, like, entirely butthurt over, like, the AI is, like, stealing jobs and just straight up stealing art. But for me, personally, I think the bigger damage lies in, like, the way, like, it's just creating so much slop for people to enjoy on YouTube. Yeah, I'd rather let humans rot the brains of my kids, not referring to SpongeBob. Yeah, exactly. It's like, cause it sucks because it's like they can just produce these videos like out of nowhere, and like YouTube's algorithm likes to favor people who can like post like daily. So obviously that algorithm is gonna get pushed out more. Oh my god, actually, I just remembered I wanted to cover this during stream today. Real quick, let me just save because I haven't saved in a while. Have you been getting this ad for something called FM radio? I need to pull this up because it's insane. Or pocket, not FM radio. I mean pocket FM ads. Sorry. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. No, I haven't. Ads are region based, so I have not. Ouchies. Okay. I unfortunately. Oh my god, here we go. I found a channel. I found their channel. Part of me is debating on if I should like actually play the videos, but it's like, oh boy. I wish I could find their actual ads. Cause they're okay. All right. So for the lack of better comparison, you know how like you'll go somewhere like on the internet and maybe like one ad you get is for like a webtoon, and it's like the thing that they're doing is like so like the thing that they have on the webtoon ad is like so like sexually charged. It's like, oh, they were like she wasn't expecting her roommate to be so attractive. It is like something like that. It's like that, but oh my god, here's one. Hang on, I need to show this to you guys because it's kind of insane.
But I knew that
Thank God somebody like has I have yeah, I've seen those exact. So it's like that, but it's like imagine it now for like an audio drama. I'm gonna put this in theater mode because there's no other nicer way to put this. I'll full screen it at this at least. This is the kinds of ads that I've been getting on YouTube lately. I hope this isn't copyright.
But I knew that doing it with such a beastly man.
Hang on.
But I knew that doing it with such a beastly man would be painful. Extremely painful. I was in desperate need of money, so I had signed.
I'm gonna stop it there because I don't want to like play too much of it. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? You can tell the footage is, like, all AI generated, too. Like, there's no way they have, like, this many animators. Because every single ad has, like, a different kind of, like, animation style, I guess. And it's like, okay, you do not have that many animators. Like, even if I can't tell at a glance, it's like, I can tell just because of how many of these I'm getting. I like this comment. But they're just popping up. And, my brother Clive has been getting these, too. And it's just like, let's put this back on. The diegetic content. Or was, well, man, I'm curious now if your parents will know the porn brand I'm talking about. No, I don't think they will. I don't think they will have any idea. I will say, I will let my dad know, because he might think it's funny to hear. Or he'll be incredibly disappointed. Anyways, yeah, no, there's another Pocket FM ad, very specific one that I'm trying to find. But it's like, it's like this, like, narrator talking. It's like, everyone wanted to have sex with this guy's girlfriend, even me, and we were even beginning to question his manhood, and I'm just here like, please give me the skip button. The brand was founded in 1981. They could very well know. My parents were born in the 60s, and I think by the 80s they might have come to America. I don't know for sure. But I will let my dad know the story, because I'm sure he'll find, like, some general amusement from it. Just missed out, Lamau. I feel like I'm missing out just not being in Philippines for this right now. But yeah, Pocket FM, absolutely insane stuff. And I'm agreeing with every single YouTube commentary thing that appeared on, like, the search bar or the search results. They're saying, like, these ads should not exist. Like, they're everywhere. But I'd argue... No, I'm gonna argue they're worse than mobile game ads. Because it's like, before with mobile game ads, at least a lot of it's like, not being explicitly stated. Now it's just like, we're gonna drop the word segs in front of children, and we're gonna put, like, animations with it, and we're gonna, like, entice you with, like, the drama of it all. Because now you don't even gotta play a game to watch the drama unfold. Now you just gotta, like, listen to it. I'm just like, this is so bad. I don't like the state that, like, the media that is, like, okay for children is, in this day and age, is so, like, questionable. It's like, are we... Like, are we hearing ourselves right now? That's my whole thing with it. But yeah, I don't have an ad block on my phone. I only have it on my computers. Because, one, I was too lazy to install the ad block on my phone, and two, I was like, well, I'll still support, my favorite content creators this way, at least. And Johnny was just like, what are you watching? I'm like, I'm not watching it. It's literally just an ad, and I hate it. But yeah, never mind, Andrew E. debut in 1990. I don't know that name. I don't know if I should look it up. But yeah. Just... It's so weird. I feel like things are so dystopian now. But it's like, you know, it's only... like, I feel like the dystopia should have come in, like 2050. He's popular for making songs about sex. Ah. So, like, every artist in today's day and age, essentially, right? Not to generalize like that, but I am going to generalize like that. I'm not huge on pop music. Oh, Butters is barking again. He's like, I thought the dystopia would come in, like, 2050. Kind of, but his was comedic, real. The dystopia is just now, and I'm like, man. Speaking of, I don't like getting political on stream, but it's like, this is like one of the more interesting things to talk about. It also just says women moaning in them. So based, actually. There's a song from My Chemical Romance, Destroya. I have no idea if you listen to Danger Days or not. But I love Destroya, not for the Gerard Way moans, but just for like the energy of the song in general. But every time like the song comes on, I'm like thankful. Like, thank goodness I either only ride with my brothers or by myself, because if this came on and I had like passengers in the car, I'm just gonna have to like excuse myself. Just be like, I'm sorry. Let me just duck out of the car right now and roll into oncoming traffic. Oh man, it's already 2 and I still have not finished the background. Jesus. Let's see. But it's definitely a nice background, I think. Why did I have to draw so many lavender buds? Oh yeah, here's another interesting thing that has happened recently. Did you guys hear that the latest update for Borderlands 2 specifically, I think, has spyware in it? I don't know if it still has the spyware, but basically, for a limited time, you could get Borderlands for free on Steam. But with that came, with that free Borderlands 2 came, yeah, exactly, came the spyware. Let me open Steam. I want to see if it's still, like, I want to see if it's still McOuchies out there. But yeah, that is insane. My question is what could they possibly, like, want at this point? Like, Borderlands 2 is already, like, ludicrously successful, and it's not my fault your Borderlands 4 is, like, probably gonna tank in sales and everything, right? Because everyone was already upset about Borderlands 3. I liked, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, personally. But a lot of people didn't still. So it's like, what did you do? Let's see, where's the store page? There we go. Yeah, overwhelmingly negative. So I think it still has the, I think it still has the, all of the junk in it. Let's see. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, so here's the top review. Thank you to this guy. Well, it kind of looks like his profile picture is Jesus. No, that's not Jesus, that's a lady. Ignoring that, Take-Two and 2K Games have updated all their games' terms of service, turning this game, as well as all of their other games, into literal spyware. Mods are a bannable offense, display of cheats and exploits is bannable, forced arbitration clause and a waiver clause action, and jury trial rights, yada yada, cannot access game content on a virtual PC. And the collected data includes, identifiers / contact information, protected characteristics, commercial information, billing information, internet electronic activity, device and usage data, just all kinds of stuff. I need to take this game off my thing, but oh boy. Oh, I bet there's a ton of, like, botted reviews in here. Like, like, the top one is just negative so far, but if I scroll down, there's a bunch of them that received it for free, and it's like, oh yeah, the game is so good! You probably should. Yeah, I probably should. I have multiple mods installed. This is June 9th, but what year? Ignore the people calling this game spyware. Yeah, that's definitely not sus. I don't know. I don't know if the situation is updated, but I will be sure to get rid of that. Which is a shame. But, I can't say I'm disappointed, or I'm surprised as well. Personally, I don't mind with some data collection. Like, for example, like, if I want targeted advertisement, like, targeted advertisement for me is helpful, so it's like I don't have to spend so long. Speaking of people, speaking of asking people out, ooh, very fun. What a fun way to start a story. I'm intrigued already. Really won't go too strong in the highlights on the stems, just because the flower buds kind of take a lot of that already. Didn't ask anyone out, but I did talk to the girl just that I talked about in the line with my friend. I remember her. I think you did end up saying she did help you find the chicken specimen for your class, right? If I remember correctly. Vaguely. Need to make sure I, like, stay on the edge of this so I don't, like, lose the shadows on these. That's the lavender done. Yeah, she did. Okay. Anyways, we actually talked for the first time. She seemed actually very chill. Oh, that's always a good sign. You always gotta, like, pray for that a little bit. You never know when someone might be a little bit of a nutcase. Increase the blur just a bit because I want the foreground things to be also a little less in focus. That is the wrong layer. Yeah, no, that's not helping. 7 is probably good. Alright, and then I'll put like another thing in there. Just grab all of these. Because we need one more plant, right? Lavender. She didn't seem to hate me, so maybe she didn't hear. Oh, thank God. I would be like... Because if I was in your position, I would have just asked, like, the closest police officer to put a bullet through my head. Okay, so we have lavender there. We have wall ivy over here. We have the angel's trumpet over here. What kind of plant should we put down there? Once again, I would go with Strelitzia, but Strelitzia is a bit too vibrant for the color palette we're going for the overall tone of everything. I guess to share a bit of stuff too, I did ask that person of interest at Carl's to go to the Ren Fair with me and another friend, so I'm very excited for that. I'll be doing that Saturday. I'll post like the full cosplay then, probably. Actually, does seem like an interesting person. I guess I didn't feel that interaction. Like, you know, you can talk to your friends and you just pick up like on what they're dropping naturally. I just couldn't get that. Yeah, I feel that. It happens sometimes. For some people, like they'll just click. Other people, they'll just click for me. Most of the time though, not usually. Which is why I don't have a lot of friends. Let's see. I can't believe we're on layer 56. I wish I could get paid for my art. Let me think. What's a nice, like, kind of flower or plant? I think a fiddlehead fern would be, like, a nice, simple thing to round it out. How big are these things? With every friend I've kept, that click did happen. That click did happen, which makes me think it just doesn't exist between me and her. I mean, it's fine. A lot of people could be, like, really attractive and it just won't work out. Ooh, fiddleheads I think are actually pretty small. Never mind. Are they tall? How big are they? Size. I like that you could just eat these. I want to go foraging so bad, but I live in the suburbs. If I tried foraging for plants, it probably has dog pee on it. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd update since I haven't talked about it real. Yeah, I think fiddlehead ferns might be a bit itty-bitty. Alright, what other plant could we do then? I gotta do a plant from one of the Leafeon things in here, but, I don't know. A Monstera might be nice. I don't know. This is tough. I'm trying to think, what other plants do I know? Man, I really don't know a lot. I guess we'll just do a Monstera. Makes the most sense in my head, but they're just really annoying to draw is the problem. I don't think I have, like, the brush that I kept, the brush stamp that I kept from it. Let me think. Yeah, we made that today. Oh, you know, I could do a snake plant. Those are nice and easy to draw. How to I thought it said how to propagate monsters for a moment, Lamau. Yeah, these are easy. They're pretty tall too, so it'd be believable. Alright, let's just find like a good reference image. This one. This is like one of the most like pleasant like pieces of art I think I've ever done in like recent times. I feel like a lot of the stuff. Yeah, but I guess I ain't pursuing no one. I mean, that's not too bad. Like most of the time I'm like never doing that. To be fair, like for me it just feels like a hassle. Like so much work. I'm quite comfy by myself, too. Let's see. They kind of look like this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I was a little bit on the Ace Arrow spectrum sometimes. Alright. So we'll just have, like, a blob there that we'll work with. Do you ever ask how your parents met? Oh, I know how they met. They've told us before. My dad danced with my mom at, like, this one party that she doesn't remember because, according to him, she had her head down the whole time. Which, honestly, big mood. I think we all get a little bit of tism from our mom. Anyways, and then the next time they met, it was already in the States. My dad heard from his, I quite literally think my mom's brother or uncle, he hooked up my dad. He was like, hey, you know, she's, you know, what do I call her? Their stories are always so romantic. I can't wait for one day, like, no, well, I'm not planning on having kids, but I would love if I got to say something stupid like, oh, yeah, I met your, dad, or whatever, how should I say this? I would love it if it was just like, oh yeah, I threw a burger at your dad's head because he was being stupid. Here we are. One of my exes, we met playing Pokemon Go, which was kind of nice, but we're obviously not together anymore, so ouch. So just add a little bit of rendering to these. Pokemon Go in college was, like, so fun, because, like, college campuses are so chock full of, like, for lack of a better word, content. I guess points of interest was probably the better word to use there, but content sounds funnier. That it made playing it, like, way more, like, interesting on a college campus. I kind of miss being in college for that. I miss college for exactly all the reasons why I shouldn't, like, for all the wrong reasons, really. Let's see, we're just gonna add some shading to these because it's very... But I guess any situation could be romantic if it ends romantic. That dance could have just been cringe if they didn't get together eventually. Mood. I don't know. Personally, I'm just happy, like, existing. As long as I have friends, I don't think I'll ever really, like, feel that lonely. Because that's really all it is for me. I just like companionship, and you can find companionship just fine with friends. Like, you don't need to be, like, very, like, wow. Okay, and then... I'm gonna take a darker green so I can separate the leaves a bit more. We'll take a thinner brush. We'll go like that. Look at that. It's almost convincing that, it's not all one solid shape. There we go. Look at that. It looks 3D. I used to have a gnawing feeling every night though. Sleeping's always lonely nowadays because college. Not necessarily a Riz Lord here. Neither am I. I have a computer science major. Of course I don't have Riz. I'm gonna blur this out, a lot of this out too, just because we use the airbrush for everything else. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. That'll work out. But yeah, I'm not particularly good at, like, scoring dates either. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Once again, it's not like I'm really, like, looking. I get it for some people, but I think just learning that, like, everything is fine the way that it is, I think that's a nice and wonderful little thing to, like, tell yourself. So now I gotta get this sort of yellowish border in there. I'll probably have to go back over that with more paint. Man, painting is tough. I don't normally put this much, like, effort into the background, but I feel like with this one, it just kind of needed it. Because the one that I had before, there was just kind of like a light that was going to be shining on her back. It just didn't look that good, and I was just like, man, now I'm really gonna have to, like, try in the background for this, aren't I? And I didn't even sketch it. But you know what? We have this VOD as proof that I am decent at backgrounds if I put my if I put my noodle to work. Something like that, and then get another one over here. Oh, the way this is clipped is about to be mad annoying. Oh boy. There we go. I love the undo button. Undo for real be like the best thing in the world. I feel like one day it might be a fun art challenge to just do stuff without the undo button, but that's just traditional art. Hang on. Speaking of which, I've recently come across this game, Clinical Trials. Interesting. It sounds very medical. I'll be surprised if you tell me, oh, like, oh, it's actually about something else entirely. Despite not having, like, a huge interest in, like, the medical field, I do still enjoy it from, like, a character. It is actually about something else entirely. Oh my god. You don't say. That's actually insane. Yeah, my computer is not happy with the amount of layers I've laid down on this. Oh, wait. That's right. I want to... Gotta make sure that we're not using the acrylic brush anymore. Force of habit. So they're gonna be, like, super mega, like... blurred out when I'm done with them. You might want to check it out. Free game on .io. I will give it a look up right now. Interesting. A suspense tale about signing up to test psychiatric drugs for money and provider-patient relations. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is just screaming psychological horror. Oh. Oh, this art style is so cute, but I know it's gonna get so gruesome so fast. Great story. Yeah, I think we'll definitely check it out one day on the stream. Yeah, this is definitely getting annoying with like how I've organized the layers, but you know what? It's okay, we'll roll with it. These are all going to be blurred out anyways. All my mistakes will be redacted shortly. Probably. When I say redacted, I really do mean redacted. It's about to get like we're gonna blur it out like it's a witness protection. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is just how many layers did I just add? Okay, I think I just put all of that on the same layer, but it's okay. We're gonna take a nice dark green. Now we'll take our acrylic brush. Are you still attempting Path of Pain and Kalos? Nah. I think I'll do it on the side. I'll probably like post if I ever like beat anything. Just cause it's like, it's so rough. Should put this layer beneath everything. This is how we're gonna do the snake plant patterns. Because it looks something like that, I think. There we go. And another thing that I'm just worried about with like attempting like Path of Pain again is just like perhaps the trigger button there is just a little broken. Which is unfortunately, you know, crystal dashes just kind of needed. Like, they're really precise crystal dashes. I would like to attempt Kalo again, because we got really close. I think that one is, like, the most doable one there. Nightmare King Grim is debatable, but, maybe. Regardless, though, it is nice to take a small break from Hollow Knight for the time being. I would like to get into the randomizers because I think they sound so fun. Alright. That is our snake plant. Now we just need to... I don't know how we're gonna do like the oh, you know what, it's fine. No, we're good, we're good. Grab this, turn this back on, and then I think that's the right layer. We'll just, yeah, there we go. Something right about, I think 60 might be good. My hair does not want to work with me today. Do you have long hair or short hair? Because, with long hair, I might have some advice. With short hair, I do not. My experience with short hair is that if there's a cowlick, that cowlick is there to stay. And there is no fixing it. Unfortunately, the latter. Yeah. Yeah, short hair will not cooperate if it does not want to cooperate. That is what I have learned. Gel might help a little bit, I'll say that. But, like, beyond that, if the hair wants to cowlick one morning, it will cowlick. Yeah, I think that's good. This. The last thing we need to do is just clipping layer, or no, blur, all of that. So, Gaussian blur, we'll put that at a 10, I think. Put it at 8 actually, and then I need to get that yellow spot there. So, put a little bit of a blur on that. Probably that one be a little bit more defined. I do not use gel because it makes my head feel icky. Fair enough. Yeah, I get that. I took a bath before going to bed, so I'm gonna try some wacky positions. I do that all the time. I can get away with it better because like my hair is long, but yeah. If you do that with short hair, it's just gonna like fight you the whole time. Real quick, let me grab this color again. Turn that back on. All right. I think real quick, I'm just so we don't have to lose the color again, we'll just do this. Turn this off for now. Let's see, and then I think we're good. Something warm like that. All right. Yeah, how long is my hair? Before, actually, I had it cut a few months ago, but it was going all the way, like, I can't get it on camera, but, like, it was going down, like, to my lower back already, and I was going insane, like, I need to cut this is too much. Because my issue was that I would, like, roll around in my sleep, but because the hair is so long, it's getting caught under my back, so it would tug when I turn around, and I hated it so much. I'm probably gonna get it trimmed again. I'm gonna ask Johnny to do my, to trim my hair a little bit before Ren Fair, so that way my cosplay is a little bit more accurate to the character design that I have going on. And, alright, it is 2:30. Good news, we finished the background. bad news, I still gotta render, but I think I can definitely get this ready for tomorrow. But I am loving how this is looking so far, I think. Up to your back, so a foot long. I see. No, definitely more than a foot, I think. If I remember, a foot's like... something like this. I'm trying to remember the Subway commercials. It was probably like a foot and a half, honestly. It's a joke on your vertical incompetence, I see. You know what, I'm banning you from chat just for that, I'm kidding. But it is just about time to close up stream. I'll get this finished today, and it should be ready to be up for tomorrow. And Thursday will be an art stream again. It'll be one of two things. We're either gonna work on a new game or stream thumbnail, or we're going to work on a dice sticker, because I just remembered I do have to do those. Thank you for the stream, Ben Kira, of course, and thank you as always for coming around. It's always lovely to have you here. I can't wait to get this done. I can't wait to see you guys on stream again. It's been a long while since we've had a late night art yap session, and I will see you guys next time. Love you all, and bye.